The sun was setting over Lake Serenity, painting the water gold, when I found Karen standing on my family's lakefront property, her manicured hands on her hips, barking orders at a team of caterers unloading tables and silverware. "Hurry up. My family deserves the best view," she snapped, her voice dripping with entitlement. I froze, my heart pounding. This was my land, 3 acres of pristine shoreline my grandfather left me, a sanctuary where I'd spent every summer since I was a kid. Karen, my new neighbor, had just claimed it as her own, inviting her entire extended family for a lavish picnic without so much as a phone call. I clutched the deed in my pocket, the paper crumpling under my grip. How dare she? Karen wasn't just any neighbor. She'd moved into the mansion up the hill 6 months ago, her arrival marked by complaints about my unsightly wildflower garden and the noise of my evening bonfires. She'd strut around in fur coats and oversized sunglasses, sneering at anyone who didn't match her idea of class. Last week, she'd cornered me at the mailbox, demanding I share my lakefront for her family reunion. I'd politely refused, explaining it was private property, sacred to my family. She'd laughed, her eyes cold. "We'll see about that," she said, and now here she was, turning my legacy into her personal playground. I stormed toward her, the grass soft under my boots. "Karen, this is my property. You need to leave. Now." She turned, her lips curling into a smirk. "Oh, sweetie," she purred. "This lakefront is too good for your little, whatever you call this." She waved at my modest cabin. "My family's here for the weekend. You'll survive." Her cousins, lounging on my dock with champagne flutes, chuckled. I felt my face burn. This wasn't just about land, it was about respect, about my family's history, about her trampling everything I held dear. I could have called the police, but Karen would have spun it, playing the victim to her thousands of social media followers. Instead, I took a breath and remembered my grandfather's words: "Protect what's yours, but do it smart." I walked away, her laughter echoing behind me, and called my old friend Mike, a contractor with a knack for quick work. By noon the next day, we had a plan, one that would hit Karen where it hurt most: her pride. The truth unraveled faster than I expected. Mike and I pored over the property records at the county office that morning. Not only was my deed ironclad, but Karen had lied to her family, claiming she'd secured the lakefront legally. She'd even forged a rental agreement, flashing it to her relatives to justify their takeover. But there was more. A county clerk, a soft-spoken woman named Ellen who'd overheard our conversation, pulled me aside. "You didn't hear this from me," she whispered, "but Karen tried to bribe an official last month to redraw the property lines." They turned her down. My jaw dropped. This wasn't just arrogant, sight was calculated. Ellen's revelation lit a fire in me. Karen wasn't just a bully. She was a schemer who thought she could buy my family's legacy. Armed with this, I doubled down. Mike and his crew worked through the night, hauling materials to the lakefront. By dawn, a towering iron fence 6 feet high, sleek, and immovable stood between Karen's picnic setup and the lake. It wasn't just a barrier, it was a statement. I'd hired a surveyor to mark the exact boundary, ensuring every inch was legal. The fence gleamed in the morning light, cutting off the dock, the lawn, everything Karen's family had claimed. I nailed a wooden sign to a post nearby, the words scrawled in black ink: "Private property. Trespassers will be prosecuted." The confrontation came at noon. Karen's family was in full swing, kids running, music blaring, a catered spread that screamed excess. Karen saw the fence first. Her face twisted, her sunglasses slipping as she marched toward me. "What is this?" she shrieked, jabbing a finger at the iron bars. "You can't do this. I have rights." I held up the deed, my voice steady. "This is my land, Karen. You forged documents. You bribed officials. You're done." Her family stopped, staring. Her cousin, a burly man named Greg, stepped forward confused. "Forged? Karen, you said you rented this place fair and square." That's when Ellen, the clerk, appeared. She'd driven out after her shift, unable to stay silent. "She lied," Ellen said, her voice shaking but firm. "I saw the fake agreement. She tried to manipulate the county, too." The crowd gasped. Karen's face went pale, her confidence crumbling like dry sand. Greg turned to her, his voice low. "You dragged us into this mess." Karen stammered, her usual swagger gone. I just wanted the best for us." But her family wasn't buying it. They started packing, their faces a mix of anger and embarrassment. Karen's downfall was swift. By mid-afternoon, her family had turned on her. Greg led the charge, demanding she apologize to me publicly. She refused, screaming about her reputation, but her relatives were done. They loaded their cars, leaving her standing alone by the fence, her designer dress wrinkled, her sunglasses dangling from one hand. I watched as she tried to call her lawyer, but even he wasn't answering. The lakefront was quiet again, the only sound the lapping of water against the dock. I walked to the fence, running my hand along the cold iron. It wasn't just a barrier, it was justice, built with my own hands. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the lake in shades of orange and purple, I sat on my cabin's porch, a weight lifted. Karen's car peeled out, her family long gone. The fence stood tall, a reminder that no one could take what was mine not without a fight. I thought of my grandfather, his calloused hands teaching me to fish on that very dock. This land was more than property. It was love, memory, legacy. Karen had tried to steal it, but she'd lost everything: her family's trust, her pride, her grip on our little community. The next morning, I found a note tucked under my door. It was from Ellen, thanking me for standing up to Karen. "You reminded us all what's right," she wrote. "Keep that fence strong." I smiled, folding the note into my pocket. The lakefront was mine again, and I'd make sure it stayed that way. What would you have done in my place? Was the fence enough? Or should I have pushed harder, maybe taken Karen to court? Share your thoughts. Right or wrong, standing up matters. Let's talk about it.